الله أكبر الله أكبر.
إني من الله العزيز الأكبر حق فهل من خائف متدبر.
In our previous episode, we talked about the time frame for the appearance of the signs of the latter days. In this episode, we shall present before our audience how these signs have appeared so that those who are awaiting the divine guidance may look for the promised reformer of this day and age. In regards to the latter days, we find numerous prophecies in the Holy Quran. Pointing towards the days of the promised reformer, we see that in that time period, new modes of transportation will be introduced in this world.
Then the Quran speaks of cultural assimilation when it speaks of people from different parts of the world getting acquainted with one another. This signifies that the message of the Promised One will unite all people from different parts of the world under one banner. Last century, which was the 14th century according to the Islamic calendar, has marked in the course of history the fulfillment of the signs of the latter days.
Quran, Hadith, and previous scriptures talk about famines and plagues to break out as a sign of the Promised One. We notice that all of these signs have been fulfilled during the last Islamic century. The spread of bubonic plague, at-ta'un, in the beginning of the Islamic century, which spread out villages after villages of Indian subcontinent. Then the spread of influenza after World War I. And then the biggest one, the virus of AIDS that has taken many lives. All of these signs have been fulfilled to their minutest details. Are we still blind to see that the Promised One has come?
Meteor showers take place every now and then, but the way they occurred at the dawn of the 14th century is worth mentioning. It is recorded in history that in 1885, a meteor shower took place in such magnificence that it caught the attention of the world, just like it happened at the advent of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
إن أكبر علامة لظهور المهدي مسجلة في نبوءات الإسلامية هي ظهور هاتين الآيتين العظيمتين، أي خسوف القمر وكسوف الشمس في شهر رمضان، كما ورد في القرآن الكريم: فإذا برق البصر وخسف القمر وجمع الشمس والقمر. ويؤيده ما جاء في الدارقطني عن محمد الباقر بن زين العابدين: إن لمهدينا آيتين لن تكونا منذ خلق السماوات والأرض، تنكسف القمر لأول ليلة من رمضان، وتنكسف الشمس في النصف منه، ولم تكونا منذ خلق الله السماوات والأرض. ينبغي علينا أن نتذكر حقيقة علمية بأن أيام الخسوف هي 13 و14 و15 من الشهر القمري، وكذلك أيام الكسوف هي 27 و28 و29 من الشهر القمري. وفي سنة 1995 نصف الكرة الأرضية الشرقي شهد هذه الآية، وفي العام المقبل شهد نصف الكرة الأرضية الغربي هذه الآية. والآن معلوم أن الخسوف القمري وكسوف الشمس وحدثا بعد قرن 14 وسيحدثان في المستقبل أيضا. والسؤال هو: ما الذي يجعل هاتين الظاهرتين آية؟ والجواب هو أن مدعي المهدوية في رأس القرن 14 كان موجودا، وكان قد أعلن أن هاتين الآيتين قد ظهرتا لتأييده.
One of the greatest signs for the coming of the Promised One is the khuruj of Ad-Dajjal. The prophecy of Ad-Dajjal has always been a mystery to many. But the greatest hint that the Holy Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has given is that to stay away is to keep yourself protected from the fitna of Ad-Dajjal. You should recite the first 10 and the last 10 verses of Surah Al-Kahf. And when we read Surah Kahf, what do we notice? That those verses talk about Christian nations, about Christianity, about them making a mere human being a god. That tells us that Dajjal has to do something with Christian nations. Now let us look at the signs of Ad-Dajjal. One of the signs of Ad-Dajjal would be that his right eye would be blind, but his left eye would be so strong that he'll be able to see to the core of the earth. What does the right eye means? In the book of interpretations, the right eye means that he will have no spirituality in him. On the other hand, left eye means that his worldly eye, his understanding of world would be so strong that he will be able to figure out many secrets of this earth. And we notice that these signs have been fulfilled in Christian nations. Not only that they are void of any spirituality, but also in worldly matters they have progressed so much that sitting on earth, they can not only see the core of the earth, but also they can see to other planets such as Mars and Moon. Another sign of a Dajjal, the Antichrist, would be that it will have hell and heaven with him. Those who follow him will be put in heaven, and those who do not follow him will be put in hell. But in reality, the case would be otherwise, that the hellbound will be put in heaven by the Dajjal and vice versa. It will also have heaps after heaps of food with him that it will give to those that follows him. The greatest sign of Ad-Dajjal would be its mode of transportation. Holy Prophet Muhammad ﷺ has mentioned that the donkey of Ad-Dajjal would be so huge that the distance from one ear to another ear would be the length of 70 hands. In its stomach would be many windows. In it would be many chairs and lights. And an announcement would be made before people get on it or before people get off it. That whoever wants to get on here or get off here, please do so. Its speed would be so fast that it will go from one end of the earth to another, from east to west, in the matters of minutes and hours. Now, all these signs, think about them. Have they not been fulfilled? Do Christian nations today not convert people into Christianity by offering them hell and heaven in this world? But not by offering them food in this world? Are trains and airplanes not the mode of transportation mentioned here? Holy Prophet ﷺ has also mentioned that this donkey will eat fire, and that would be its fuel.
One of the major signs of the latter days mentioned in Islamic scriptures, as well as other religious scriptures, is war between nations. We see that within the time frame of the 14th century Hijri, various battles were taking place, namely World War I, World War II, Indo-Pak Wars, and Vietnam War, so on and so forth. Likewise, religious battles were also shaping up in the Indo-Pak continent. Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, Hinduism, and Buddhism were the major religions that became the main tool in the fulfillment of this grand prophecy. Islamic scriptures are pregnated with tons and tons of signs of the latter days. Apart from the signs that have been covered in this feature presentation, there are such signs that clearly mention about the deterioration of the Muslim Ummah and its ulama. The Holy Prophet of Islam, peace and blessings of Allah the Almighty be upon him, has stated that a time on his Ummah will come when his Ummah will resemble the Jews. The way Jews were divided in the time of Jesus, peace be upon him, into 72 factions, Ummat-e-Muslimah will be divided into 73 sects, one of which will be on the right path. Even that very sign has been fulfilled. The year 1974, which falls within the frames of the 14th century, Hijri marks this event in history of the world. की नुसरत के लिए एक आसमां पर शोर है